सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Jungkook almost snatching the keys of his car from the driver, he dashed out of the plane toward his car, breaking all the speed records. He ended up at the mansion in just 25 minutes instead of 50. The guards opened the gate, recognizing his car. John and Kim Mansion were breathtaking beautiful. Storming out of his black car, he went to the backside of Kim Mansion and started climbing the pipeline that reached his balcony. Jihu must have declared his boss as mentioned if he saw Jungkook climbing the pipeline, a billionaire climbing the pipeline to his own house. What's an irony? Jumping into the balcony, he glared at his watch that showed 3:07 a.m. He looked up and found the window to his room open and lights on. This boy never listened. Signing Jungkook entered his room, his piece sleeping soundly on his bed with his honey brown on the pillow. There was instant testing his patience. Clad in white shirt with trouser, his heart clenched at the breathtaking sight in front of him. He so wanted to see the forest of his eyes, in which he ended up losing always, and his perfect smile that made his heart miss a serial of beats and put flowers to dismay. No doubt he was beautiful. After drinking his beauty to his fill, he noticed the book scattered around him and the quiet note where inside his brown, noticing the button nose all red due to of cold, he hurriedly covered him they completely with the quilt and gathered the book around him. He knew very well how sensitive he was to the weather change and ended up getting a cold always. Sitting beside him on the bed, bending on Tae's glowing face, Jungkook picked his cute nose, which was red from cold, and blanketed himself in his scent. Strawberries, he smelled like sweet. He never calmed the second he breathed in his set. My soul, he whispered, still bending on him. The sweet moment got disturbed by the shrill sound of his phone below the pillow. Jungkook straightened quickly and snoozed the alarm, flashing "Wake up, sleepyhead" on the screen. He deeply unlocked his iPhone and his fingerprint and shuttered the alarm off, putting it in the drawer. He again focused on his innocent little beauty. Is they only his? Flashback end. Let's go. Jungkook deep voice. However, they could still feel his burning gaze on him. His body started to feel hot under his continuous dart. Go, child. May God grant you with success. Who will you come back with? Miss John asked. It's okay, Aunt. I call Hyung. They answered in a soft whisper. Cook, you'll have your breakfast in the office, right? Miss John asked already, knowing the answer. I called. He'll leave a chance to be with his day. Yes, Mom. Come his quickly response make Miss John chuckle. She knew her son was crazy for day. Stepping out in the chilly weather of November, they shivered slightly, which didn't go unnoticed by Jungkook. Opening the front door of him and make him sit in the car, he come running to the side and start the car, turning on the heater. The way to his university went in silence, and he parked the car in the university parking area and glared at the beauty beside him. Soft, milky fingers making his lips curve up faintly. After how many days did I return? Jungkook asked in his strong voice which made him shudder. "Mm, After 8 days, they replied softly. Look at me, he demanded with authority. He replied, still looking down. They, I don't like to repeat my word. Look here. They shivered slightly due to his intense, with which he took his name and looked at him through his long lashes. Have you forget about how to greet a person when you see him after a long time? Hmm? His husky voice was enough to make him eyes lower. Come, his smooth reply. Did you miss me? He asked in a soft tone, making their hands sweaty. His eyes were already making him uncomfortable. I, I am getting late. He tried to escape opening the door when he pulled him into him by grabbing his vest. He collided with his chest and felt his other hand snaking behind his back, holding him tightly to him. He brought his face closer. He could feel the mintly breath on their face. His woody scent was enough to clog his mind. They closed his eyes hard. Open your eyes, they. He almost tracing his rosy cheeks with one hand while bringing him closer for the other one. They become still. He will never get used to his closeness. It was clear. They felt his soft, burning lips on his eyes and clenched his coat tightly. I miss you a lot, they muttered. Jungle seemed to lose control, inhaling in his toxic aroma, his fruity strawberry scent. He closed his eyes, realizing the movement, feeling his soft, delicate skin. After some time, he moved back to notice they, all fresh, breathing heavily, clenched his coat in his tiny hand. His lips, how he wanted to feel the quiver with him, to feel his rose purple lips to him, to taste his little mouth, to urge controlling his desire he again pick his closed eyes once, twice, until they feel peace, the peace of him being with him, being his. Why are not you wearing any jacket? He moved back. Huh? The answer, still dazed by his closeness. He could feel his burning touch lingering on his face. Do you want to catch a cold? Where's your jacket? He asked, raising his tone a bit, which brought him back to the earth. I, I was feeling a bit hot, he replied, looking in his lap. Wear this. Jungkook took off his brown coat and made him wear it, which was too big for his figure. He folded the sleeve of the coat. Now, go, your exam gonna start in 5 minutes. He opened the side of the door, kissing his forehead, his lips lingering a bit longer than required. Bye, they almost muttered. Take care and listen. Call me when you're done with your exam. I'll come pick you up, okay? He said in a smooth tone. I will go with Haya. Before he could even finish his sentence, I pulled him back, looking into his eyes. I don't like to repeat, love. They felt his eyes turn darker and nodded his head, moving out. Goodbye. He patted his head,